Hi friends, welcome back to Sherry's Simple Living. Today we are making a homemade protein pancake mix. This is high in protein and pretty high in fiber. I think one serving is 6 or 7 grams of fiber. So if you're into that, follow along with me. Okay, friends, the ingredients list, you're going to need a cup of rolled oats, like old-fashioned oats, 1.5 cups of, you can use all-purpose flour, or a gluten-free flour, or it says white whole wheat flour, which is what I purchased. You're going to need a cup of whey protein, which I'm showing. It calls for unflavored, but I bought this one and it's vanilla. And I figured vanilla is not going to hurt your pancakes. Give it some vanilla flavor. You're also going to need a 1/2 cup of buttermilk powder and some. So this is what makes it whether it's shelf stable or not. Some buttermilk powder tells you to store it in the fridge after opening. And some buttermilk powder says it can be stored on the shelf. So this one I've actually had open on the shelf for, I don't know, 2 or 3 months because I use it in my ranch mix and it's fine. And also I was just showing you the golden, they call it golden wheat, but it's actually white winter wheat, whole wheat flour. So it's more like a white wheat than a brown wheat. You're also going to need coconut sugar or brown sugar. And I'm using these organic Florida crystals. It's less clumpy. It's more granular than regular brown sugar. So it's less moist. So I figured that would be better because it's drier. You're also going to need some baking powder and some salt. And right here I'm showing you the sugar-free syrup I buy from Walmart, the Maple Grove. It's only 10 calories for 2 tablespoons, which I use way more than that. But so that's why I use that syrup, because regular syrup is just too much sugar for me. Sugar really makes me swell up. All right, so let's get to it. Well, friends, I already messed up in the first part of this. It tells you to take the oats and pulse it in your blender or food processor and turn it into like a oat flour. And I didn't read that part of the instructions, so I just put the whole old-fashioned oats in. And you know what? When I was eating the pancakes, I did not notice a difference at all. I couldn't taste like chunks of oats or anything like that. So honestly, if you don't want to do it, it's not that big of a deal. They tasted great, by the way. So friends, I wanted to update you on my weight loss since some of you have joined just for that journey. I'm trying to lose 100 pounds this year without GLP-1s or weight loss surgery, which I have considered both. Trust me, I have. But I'm trying to do it without that. And I have nothing against anyone who does it with it. I'm just a chicken of the side effects. So anyways, while I'm making this protein pancake mix, I thought I would update you guys. So in January 3rd, I started back on keto for the second time of doing low carb and keto. The first time I did do pretty good, but gained back quite a bit of it, not all of it. This time, so January, February, March, I lost 30-something pounds, almost 40 pounds. Then in April, I had like a complete plateau, and no matter what I tried, the scale was not moving. April, May, and June, April and May, it went that way. I even asked my doctor, and my doctor doesn't know anything about keto, so he didn't even understand keto. So I was like, okay, this is pointless. And I'm getting to the point here, so sorry about that. So what I did was I had seen and I had thought about years ago, like just talking to a dietitian, and I never did it. I don't know why. And I always thought, oh, I'll just lose weight on keto again. Well, now that I'm 51 and I hit that plateau, it was like nothing was working. Even if I tried going lower on carbs, or one day I'd try to carb out and then see if I could reset and get back on keto. Because sometimes if you do that, you'll start losing weight again. No, that didn't work either. Plus it swelled me up. Anytime I would eat sugar or carbs, I would swell up. So I saw the brochure about talking to the dietitian and decided, you know what do I have to lose? So through our teledoc, you can make an appointment with the dietitian, and it's free, no copay, no nothing. They even sent me a free scale, a free blood pressure monitor, and I thought that was awesome. So my first visit with her was, I believe, June 3rd, and today it is June 10th. Is it June 10th? June 11th, sorry. And I have already lost 13 pounds just since implementing her suggestions, and I'll tell you what I'm doing. So to start off, I'm eating more carbs than I've eaten in a long time, and no swelling. My swelling in my legs is down so much, I can't believe it. I'm not having any kind of issues with my electrolytes, which I had really bad on keto. I would have to take electrolytes and a potassium supplement because I would get horrible leg cramps. My heart would start racing, everything. Anyway, so I talked with the dietitian for like an hour and a half. Plus she sent me all kinds of brochures and stuff to read. And basically what I am doing now is I'm trying to get in 120 to 150 grams of protein a day and at least 30 of fiber. And she said to start adding the more fiber slowly so it doesn't upset your stomach, because a lot of fibrous things will upset your stomach. What she wanted me to do was start adding in more nutrient-dense foods and whole foods. And when she said, I want you to eat pasta, I want you to eat bread, and I was like, like, no, what are you talking about? I'm going to gain weight and swell up. But she told me not regular pasta. It has to be whole wheat or chickpea pasta, which last night I had whole wheat pasta for the first time, I think, in my life. You guys, because if I wasn't on keto, I would eat regular pasta. If I was on keto, of course, there's no pasta. Anyways, I'm eating fruits, lots of veggies, and I'm trying to eat whole grains, like only whole oats, whole wheat, stuff like that. And I'm trying to get in as much fiber a day as I can, like adding chia seeds to my yogurt, and I make a homemade granola, which I'm going to make a video of, and I add chia seeds to that and flax seeds, and I'm just trying to do like adding in fiber as much as I can. I'm trying to have half my plate be vegetables, and I'm also staying in a calorie deficit, which is something I've obviously heard of, but never thought it worked. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, and this isn't bashing keto because I lost 90 pounds on keto before, but the keto people tell you that a calorie deficit doesn't work. They tell you that. And that, you just have to stay at 30 carbs or less a day or 50 or less a day and you'll lose weight. But what she was telling me is once you get to perimenopause and menopause, which I'm 51 now, your body needs more fiber. And what she said was, once you hit that plateau, it is just so hard to break free on keto. And she said, I promise you, If you add more fiber, still keep up the high protein. And then she wanted me to lower the fat some, which I'm still using regular butter. I'm still putting half and half in my coffee, but I am using less of it than I was on keto. And I'm not eating a lot of bacon, but I refuse to have turkey bacon or turkey dogs or turkey anything because I don't like it. Anyway, so I'm still eating beef, chicken, whatever. And even she said, if you want to have something sweet, eat it. Just try to stay under your calories, which honestly, I have stayed under my calories pretty much every day. But I'm so amazed at how low the swelling is because I'm actually eating carbs. Because when I did keto, anytime I would cheat or eat carbs, I would literally swell up. My legs would swell up. My stomach would feel swollen. I don't have any of that now. And I'm eating carbs, friends, every day. I even had a donut like 3 days ago. I had 2 chocolate donuts, that Intamin's donuts that my husband bought. Now I told him, if there's sugar in the house, I'm going to eat it. So, but I only had 2 and I stayed within my calories for that day. And believe it or not, the next day I was down 1 pound. So I'm telling you, friends, never did I think a calorie deficit worked. And right now it's only been, 7 days or whatever, and it's working. I know I may hit a plateau, but if I do, I'll just, back off the calories some. I also wanted to say that I do still eat the keto bread, keto bagels, and the keto low-carb tortillas because they're super high in fiber and very low in calories. But I also do eat a whole wheat bread here and there too, and I can make my own also. Anyways, so I thought I would update you guys. I know I'm being chatty, but I wanted to update you guys on the weight loss. So now, because I had gained 10 pounds, I wasn't just at a plateau, I gained back 10. So now I've lost that. I've lost 13 since last week. And so I'm officially down 40 pounds since January. So keep your fingers crossed, friends, that this keeps working and I can at least get the 100 pounds off this year. Anyways, back to my breakfast. You guys see I'm cooking it. I added a little ham steak that was, I think, 80 calories and just 1 egg. I usually would eat 2, but this is 3 pancakes. And I want to say it was so filling. I was super full, like really full for hours. Anyways, try this recipe, friends. Once you make the mix, you only add a half a cup of mix to a 1/4 cup of water. So it's a just add water, and it's quick and easy. So, and it's shelf-stable unless your buttermilk powder says to refrigerate it. But this was super delicious, friends. Anyways, let me know. Are you guys on a weight loss journey too? What do you think of these high-protein pancakes? Let me know what you think in the comments, friends. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you so much.